Hello guys, Michael here again. Today in this video we are going to continue with our reading review on this classic novel, In Search of Lost Time, also known as Remembrance of Things Past, written by Marcel Proust. It's his most prominent work. The novel follows the narrator's recollections of childhood and experiences into adulthood in the late 19th century and early 20th century in aristocratic France. The book reflects on the loss of time and also a lack of meaning to the world. This novel has great influence on the 20th century literature. Some writers thought to emulate it, others to parody it. Some authority pronounce the series of novels the most respected novel of 20th century. So it is really worth our time on reviewing it. The purpose of me doing this blog is to show how we can learn from the writer's ideas and dictions, and then use that in our own speeches or writings in order to make it substantial with interesting details. In this part that I just finished, the author talks about his profound love for certain philosophy illustrated by certain writer. So the top sentence is about his lifelong commitment to the philosophy. He said that above all else, I like his philosophy. And he illustrated this kind of commitment or passion on two levels. The first level is about his impatience to get close contact with the philosophy and also try to learn more from it. The second level is about his willingness to make lifelong dedication to the practice of philosophy. So let's get started with the first one and see how we can actually assimilate it and apply it in our own situations. About the impatience part, he said that it makes him so impatient to reach an age when he can enter secondary school and enroll in a class called philosophy. But he doesn't want to do anything else there, but live according to Burghley's ideas exclusively. So Burghley is the name of his favorite writer. So how do we use that in our own descriptions of love or passion about something? For example, if you are really into the architectures and you like this specific type of architecture, you want to go to some place and you want to check it out and you want to learn from that. You can say, it makes me so impatient to wait till the day where I can go to, for example, Florence in Italy. But I don't want to do anything else there but to study this specific type of architecture exclusively. So this way you show that you have certain great enthusiasm for certain type of architecture. And if you are into certain writers or authors and you like their books really in a great deal, so you could say, it makes me so impatient to wait till the day when I can enter the book fair. But I don't want to do anything else there but to go to the workshop of this specific writer, and hopefully I can have some close communication about his books and also his ideas with this author exclusively. So this way you show that you like this author a lot. It's so impatient for you to wait till that day you can have some contact with the author. And then the author moves on and talks about this great love from the second level. So the author says, I want to pledge myself to the practice of the philosophy for life. Had I been told that all the other mental physicians that I would devote myself to in later part of my life would not resemble Burgundy at all, out of fear, the despair of a lover who wants his love to be lifelong, but to whom one talks about the other mistresses he would have later in his life. So this idea is really unique and really inspiring. Usually when we talk about lifelong commitment, we talk about, I want to sacrifice my spare time or my downtime to learn something, to get some study, to get some instructions from the person we adore. Or you can say, I really want to commit my whole life to the study of this philosophy. But the author here talks about the despair. So how does the despair happen? And how does that have to do with a lifelong commitment to something? So here's why. Sometimes when we have really great passion about something at a certain point of our life, and then as time goes by, this sort of feeling dies away or faded away. Maybe you develop some passion about other things. Maybe that other thing is totally different or radically different than the previous thing. When maybe someday from the future come back to you when you are most passionate about this thing, and they tell you this sort of commitment or dedication is not lasting, it's not endurable. After 5 years, you will find the passion in another field. So when somebody tells you something like that, especially at the peak of your passion, you will feel desperation. Because at that point, your whole life is about that thing or about that philosophy. You want to sacrifice even your whole life for that person maybe, or for that subject. But someday from the future tells you this is pointless. It doesn't last. So you will feel desperate. And the more desperate you will feel, the more it shows that at that certain point, you like that thing so much. And to make this point more clear, the author compares the despair to that of a lover who wants his love to be lifelong, but to whom one talks about the other mistress he will have later in the future. So this sort of simile is really effective because maybe somebody would not understand the despair of that despair for the person who are told that their commitment is not lasting. But most people have some experience, especially early in their life, they are really dedicated or they are really committed to their relationship. They thought that they will be with their significant other for life. They don't want to change. They will say, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, with only you. I love you so much, I would even die for you. But maybe after 5 years, 10 years, that sort of passion faded away. So maybe it's just a momentary passion. Maybe that sort of love is not endurable. It's just transitory. So when someday from the future comes to you and say, this passion, this love is not for life, no. It's just momentary. So how do you feel? You obviously feel hopeless because when we say that we want to dedicate ourselves to the love for lifelong, that means at least at that point it was so serious. So the author used the despair to show our great and deep love for something or for somebody. So how can we apply this idea to show our love, especially at a certain point of our life? So you can say, for example, some people might really dedicate to one philosophy of lifestyle, say the simplistic lifestyle. They want to live a peaceful life. They want to live in harmony with nature. They don't want to be too competitive because they don't want to stress themselves out. They believe in the golden mean. They like to be the golden middle. But as time goes by, maybe when you encounter some situations or when you get into a different environment, you will be influenced by some people who have totally different set of values than yours, and you will gradually change your ideas, your outlook towards life, towards career, and you might be more driven, more ambitious. You would go all out, and you would be really assertive, and you want to get most of your life. You want to live a really fast life, a really colorful and venturous life. So when somebody comes from the future and tells you, no, this kind of simplistic lifestyle is not for you, eventually you will develop an idea about the fast life, a really exciting life. And you will think, really? I'm so believe in this lifestyle, and it's not real. Oh, that makes me feel really helpless, because till that point, my whole life is like this way. And you said that this lifestyle is not suitable to me, I will change. You will feel desperate. So the more desperate you feel, the more it shows that you have great belief or faith in this simplistic lifestyle. So you can say, like the one illustrated from the book, you can say, so had I been told that the life philosophies that I would devote myself to later in my life would not resemble the current one at all, I would feel the despair of a lover who wants his love to be lifelong, but to whom one talks about the other mysteries he will have later in the future. So just like that, we can learn from the book and we can apply that in our own writings or speeches, to make it substantial with fascinating details. Now let's have a quick recap about how we can apply things that we learned from books in our own situations. First, try to summarize the whole part and find the topic sentence, and then try to learn and analyze how the author used different points to support the main point to deliver the message in a substantial way. And then when you get the structure out of this part, try to understand or try to comprehend how the author used different points to support the main message. And then try to apply the structure in our own situations. That way, we can not only learn words from the book, but also learn the way the author thinks or the author perceives things. So that's how we emulate, that's how we grow. So that's it. And if you guys have some other comments or some thoughts on this part of this novel, please don't hesitate to leave some words down below. I will respond whenever I have time. And I will see you guys soon in the next video. So till next time, take it easy.